हाँ जी,
एक मिनट।
अभी
Amaya is my certified program management professional, PgMP. I'm so happy with this success journey. I always say that what I am wearing, don't stop chasing the light. And Amaya actually did that in the life. I'm so proud knowing him. The way he went from each thing. He did PMP and then he said that I wanted to join program management professional. And he joined in the last week of December. And in less than 3 months, with audit being done, with so many things being happening, he cleared PGMP. I'm so happy with you. Why don't Amaya, you set a tone of it, how you did it. And Mr. Abdul Rahim, round of applause for you. 100% success record for last 1.5 year. This is something I'm really proud of, how we have moved from one by one. And Amaya, thank you for making sure that success record remain the same. So why don't you please, Mr. Rahim, if you want to say something, and then I'll come to Maya.
Okay, so first of all, heartiest congratulations to Maya on such a big achievement. Now you are among the only 5,300 people in the whole world who are PGMP certified, and this is a very, very big honor for you for your career, and I wish you best of luck. So starting with Amaya's story, we had the first class on 25th of November. We had the first class, we had an interaction, and we said that okay, we have to do the PGMP in 2 months. And Amaya was, how I can do it? I said everything is possible, just follow the roadmap and it will be done. And then we worked together. We started to write the application together, domain by domain. What is our pattern going on? We don't do all in one time, but we go step by step, step by step. And then on 14th of December, means in 19 days, once we started, we submitted the application on PMI. So that was the first step that we did on in 20 days. Then his application was selected for audit. Let me tell you, this audit is not depending on the quality of the application. It's just a random audit that the normally PMI can select any application randomly. He got worried. I said, don't worry, we are here to support you. Then we supported all the documents that were required by PMI in, I think, 3 4 days. It was audit was cleared. Then again, we submitted the response to PMI, and then it was approved. Then they asked us to proceed with the payment. Then on 30th of December, we paid the payment. So it means in 1 month we were already done with the payment. Then he passed the panel review on 15th of January. So it means that it took 1.5 months from day one till including audit that his panel review was passed. The quality of application was very good. And then, and let me tell you, on 15th of January, in 2 weeks, he was ready for the exam. He was so well prepared, but he has some family issue. He took 3 weeks off in week number 2 3 4 of January. So in first of week of January we studied, and then 3 weeks he took completely off because he was away from his hometown. And then in the first week of February we started and we did it. So that is a small background of story for Amaya. Now you take over, Amaya.
So before we go there, so Maya, if I say that the PGMP is really done in 1 month. The PGMP, if the PGMP have put it there with 3 weeks off, and because of that thing, so this is just amazing. I'm so happy for you, Maya, and for your consistency. Maya, please, why don't you? I can see your happiness. I can literally feel like you are sitting with me, and I can feel your happiness of hard work. Why
Thank you.
don't you share it, please?
Thank you. So first of all, I would like to thank Amir and Samiji. Without your support, it wouldn't have been possible that I am sitting on this chair and having a discussion with you. And so the first thing is like my application was again selected for audit. My PMP application was selected for audit. Then again, the PGMP application got selected. I was in the kind of like, why is this happening with me? Okay.
Why me? You
Then
must be saying me, why me? Why me?
yeah, correct. So so once the auditing happened, My application was approved on 14th or 15th of January. But because of some family issues, I was unable to focus on studies and focus on mocks. But to be really frank with you, I just studied after 22nd of Jan. So means like I was able to focus on from 22nd till yesterday. Before that time, I was just okay. I'm just studying. I'm just doing some mocks, and I'm keeping a focus on whatever Samiji had told me and asked me to study on.
Okay, let's talk about that thing. So, when we talk about, I always say one thing, and that is the entire fundamental of my success coaching system, for which the entire organization we have built, it is working. And that is, we will coach you, we will train you till you become certified. Okay,
Yeah.
and that's what Mr. Sami is doing right now. He will customize roadmap, we do daily follow-up, and then coaching call. Okay, so let's talk about the exam as per se. How challenging the exam was if you compare it with PMP, because you are recently certified PMP, right? So how challenging it was?
It was challenging. It was challenging because the kind of question is that are in the PGMP exam. It's quite difficult. But again, like I would like to say, if you are PMP certified, you should follow the strategy. Again, the same strategy of, for example, reading the last line first and doing the elimination technique over here. So it's a kind of crux for this examination also. But again, like the difficulty level is quite tough, and you need to focus on uh, uh, the the challenges
The challenges. Okay.
and the
So,
questions.
okay, let's talk about the length of the question that I am really interested. Like how much the length of the questions were.
The length of questions were like approx 60 to 75 questions were more than 3 to 4 para, if I can say,
Mm-hmm.
and the rest of the questions were quite like 2 or 3 lines questions,
Hmm.
and out of which I can say like there were a couple of questions based on formula.
Okay, okay. That's interesting. Put in the how did you took the break after 60 question as I
Yes,
asked
I did.
yesterday?
Uh,
How
uh,
important that
I
break
I
was?
didn't took 60 questions break, but after each 75 questions, like I took, because like I was in a flow. So I took 75, after 75 questions, I took a break of 7 to 8 minutes. After so it's like considering the timeline, I was left with 175 minutes. And this next question is like 150th, I was left with almost 200 odd minutes.
Hmm. Hmm.
So just 20 minutes for the next this thing. So I was in a it's like
Just to
very
put in
good.
the context for everyone, the timer is running. In PGMP, you don't get any breaks, schedule break. The timer is running. This is something that we ask that since Mr. Sami has prepared you so well with the timer on the simulator, you don't have to worry about the time. So I requested him a night before, take a break after 60, 70 questions so that you can relax. So that's what I was talking. Okay. So Mr. Sami, over to you, please.
Okay, so Amaya, from the exam content, when you, how relevant are the mocks, firstly, and how relevant was the information that you have prepared and what you actually faced in the exam?
It was very relevant. First of all, the overview that the highlight and the overview that you have prepared,
Master
it's
sheet,
really, yeah,
the
correct. The
master
master
sheet.
sheet, yes, it's really useful.
How,
So
how,
I just
how?
read it
Eh, okay.
once before, like yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess I was good over there.
So the keywords philosophy is working fine. Like if you are able to pick the keyword from the question, then the answer is
Exactly.
easy to pick. Is it correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And how relevant is the eco in the exam? Because a lot of students are worried about the eco, but I every time say highlighted ecos are very, very important. And then we have our premium green background questions. How important are those for the real exam?
So, let me come to eco. So, if you consider eco, there will be around about 60 to 70% of the questions will be from eco, and also the green highlighted questions. It's a crux of the PGMP exam.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the questions, it's like it will go revolving around the highlighted questions.
And what about the formation of the questions? What is the like we always say that first they give the scenarios and then they ask the questions. And how about the direct questions? They are not asking any definitions or input or output, or are there some questions also like that?
Yes, there were quite, I must say, there were really quite tough questions regarding the program activities. So
Separate.
those were
Okay.
related to the inputs and outputs. For example, what will be the input of the program charter, or what will be the output of the scope assessment, just to take an example.
Okay. So it means that the last week that we prepared the document of the flow of activities, was it
Yes,
becoming relevant now?
yes, it was.
Okay, very
Yes.
good. And I would like to say that Amaya is the student who didn't miss any coaching call since December when we started. He attended every coaching call. He was actively participating in that. We were discussing the questions. So, Amaya, when you were doing the real questions, does the discussion that we have that it comes to the mind while attending the questions? Why you have to select A and not B?
So while you are sitting in the examination, it doesn't it's- it's a quite a different kind of pressure when when we are sitting in the examination. But yes, it was the uh, the questions that we discussed during the classes. They were quite relevant to the examination.
Let's talk
Okay,
about
Mr.
how
Amir.
important the coaching calls were. Like we kept on working with the coaching calls. So how important those coaching calls were.
Uh, Coaching calls. It's really important to join each and every, especially the master class that Samiji has. Like, so you need to attend those, and he, or like 20 to 25 questions will be discussed in this master class, which is very, very useful. And you get to understand the basics of each and every domain over there. So I would suggest the next class, or the aspirants, to please attend to attend the classes.
Okay, and Amaya, what about the follow-up? How does the follow-up keeps you on track? If you're not doing the follow-up, then I think it will become difficult to do in such a short time.
So yes, it does, because it's really, I'm quite used to this follow up now because of Amirji. But yes, once, like, if a new student's joining, the follow up is really must. And so you need to keep a focus, because without a follow up, you know that someone is following up, someone is responsible, and so it keeps a follow. It keeps a flow.
Hmm.
Okay, and
Okay.
only
Yeah.
I mean one question is: were there any formula questions or any
Yes,
calculations?
yes. There were 4 to 5, as I said earlier, there were 4 to 5 questions regarding formulas. But
Mhm.
if you follow the basics of PMP, as well as those were covered in the mocks, you will be all
Like
good.
Mhm.
like only cost and schedule variances, CPI, SPI.
Yes,
Right.
yes, yes, yes.
Good.
Okay, let's talk about the very important thing. Let's say now you are starting your preparation from zero and your goal is to get PGMP certified in the minimum possible time. Understanding the one of the most challenging part of the PGMP, which we haven't discussed as of now, is the application process. The application as per se takes a long time. I just reviewed Nasir application, and Mr. Sami knows that like just reviewing it and improving it, it took me almost 10 hours. So and Mr. and it is going back and forth, things like that. So PGMP application is one of the most important thing. And every single person who have joined our program, their application have been accepted. Not even a single application has been rejected by PMI. So what advice you would give? Because the reason I record this success journey is so that maybe one person can become motivated. Maybe that person who is thinking, no, it is impossible for me to do PGMP. I cannot write the application. So how would you guide that person, or how would you work into that?
So I would recommend the fellow aspirants to follow whatever Samij is asking you to, requesting you to do first. Second one is like you should be aware what exactly are you writing in this application, because right from the summary, like 50 plus odd words, and then up to in the strategic alignment and the followed by the other domains. So it's the application is 3500 words plus. So each and every word just revise with some of your peers twice or thrice, and then only you please submit the application to Samiji or to Ameya.
Hmm.
This
Okay.
is
Okay, so let's
this is
talk
my
about a little bit more about that. So how much time it took you to write down the application? What was the time almost?
uh okay. So my application, actually I was quite prepared, but it took me 2 weeks to write uh, the application, end-to-end application,
End-to-end
because
application.
I know what I was writing about, and I know we had first discussed about this, like what kind of program or what kind of uh, the programs or the projects that I have been into. So yes, so we discussed this first, and then following that particular strategy, I had written this application.
Hmm. Okay,
I
okay.
think in this application is very important, first of all, to have the framework in mind, that what will be my
Right.
program, how it will be structured, and how I'm going to write the application. I think that is a starting point. If you have anyone who wants to write the application, first discuss with your mentor or discuss with your peer, as Amaya said, to talk about how I can write, make it as a terms of a program. But because you have to, we are not thinking in that perspective that there will be strategic alignment, benefits, life cycle, and governance. So how you mold your current program into that structure, I think that is the most important point. That is the starting point. And once you have the structure and the framework in mind, then you can continue to write 3,000 words, like Maya said, 500 words for each section. That is very important.
Hmm. Yeah, that is the most important thing because you see, let me put it this way: we get a lot of students whose application get rejected. Initially, now we are getting less students, but initially, the most of the students that were coming, their application were rejected. So we drafted in a way, we made a way in which exactly PMI work, in the way in which PMI, like they have a peer review system and the entire thing. We do that. First, you write down the application, Mr. Sabi guide you, he reviews it, then he sent to me, then we get a third party. So we want to make sure that you have a smooth flow. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about the simulator. How important it is. First, you are solving the question, of course, in the coaching call. A lot of the questions in coaching call. Then you are solving questions on PDFs, and then finally with the timer. How important this sequence is for, because what I feel first is understanding, then time management. So what do you think about that?
It was really helpful. Like I said earlier, means I was able to complete almost like 150 plus questions within 2.5 hours. So this timer and the marks with the timer, it helped me a lot. I was able to cope up with the timing, as well as I was like with one question, I was doing it within 60 seconds or within 70 seconds. So I did the timer wise mock for on 3 to 4 times, so it was really helpful.
Hmm, hmm.
But here I would like to say that the first point of view is for all the people is not to go to the simulator directly. Because if you are
Yes,
chasing behind the time, ultimately you will solve the question in 240 minutes, but the answer will be wrong. The first step, you must understand what the question is asking, what are the keywords that you have to pick, and what could be the right answer by using the elimination technique. And if you are confident and you know the technical part very strong, then time or the schedule will be taken care by itself. This is my observation, right, Amaya? Because if we start
yes,
to focus on the time from the right go, you will never read the question properly. And I think first step is to have technical knowledge, technical background, fully understanding the questions, and then we go for the timer.
I agree with you, Ji.
Hmm. Okay, let's talk about the most important thing. Like one of the most favorite thing that Mr. Sami has done, and I loved it, is the last day document. The document in which what I say is that he put the river in a bottle. दरिया को कूजे में बन गई है. The entire thing. What are your thoughts about that last final day document?
Yes, it's kind of it's a crux, and actually, I had written some of the points during my examination because you need to understand those the last day notes, as well as you need to understand what exactly Ameya and Samijis are requesting you to perform these activities, or maybe like the overview. You know, just take a note of it, and I guess I did a mistake. Never study a day before. So just relax. But yes, I was studying till midnight yesterday. So I guess it's kind of
It, it,
pressure,
it,
but yes,
it works
just
with that
just
way.
overview, have
Yeah.
an overview, and just take a notes of the last day notes.
Yeah.
And I
Keep on
think,
revising.
and I think the thing is that the preparation must be finished at least 1 or 2 days before. And on the last day, like I advised, Amaya, also don't do any question. Then we will get confused. Only read this final day documents, and that's more than enough. That was a message I
Yeah.
gave to you 2 days before.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
But the thing is that it's an interesting thing. It varies from a person to person,
Yes,
right?
sure,
It varies from a person to person. Some people like they cannot just stop reading the books.
right.
They even like I still remember some people are like Mr. Sami, he's a great planner. He plan, and he does that. But some people like they have to study at the last moment. So that is the most beautiful thing. I understand Amaya into that. Thank you, Amaya, for your time. Anything else you would like to share that can help the future candidates?
And Amaya, it's better if you can summarize the whole picture, your experience in 1 or 2 words, so everybody know how you did all work. That would be grateful.
Sure. So I would like I would just request the fellow aspirants to keep a focus on the examination, follow the instructions that Sami and Amerji is requesting you about, telling you about, uh, whether it is performing the number of assessments or performing doing the mocks again and again. And the second thing, just uh, follow during the examination, keep on meditating, just keep stay your calm, and I guess you will be all good.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much for your kind words. Okay, Agala has a question. Please go ahead, brother. You can ask the question. He has raised his hand. Brother, go ahead. Yeah.
Yes, hello. I've just joined the program, by Abdul, and I want to ask to Ameya. Well, firstly, congratulations, and secondly, that's the relatedness of the questions, the source of the questions that you have seen. Is it so much difference from the one that you have during the mock exams that you did, or it is almost the same?
So I would state over here by So they will be relevant, but they won't be exact to the kind of questions on the mocks and as well as the green highlighted questions, but they will be relevant. So you just need to understand the basics, and I think you will be all good.
Okay, thank you very much.
The
Thank you.
most important
Welcome.
thing in the bottom line is we'll make sure brother, that you become PMP. And as we move forward, thank you, Maya. Thank you, Mr. Sami. Thank you, Nasir Saab. Looking forward to record Nasir's journey very soon. And thank you very much. Let's keep moving, Maya. Send me a picture like that. I will put a thumbnail with it. And best of luck. It's the start of journey. Let's keep moving forward. Thank you very much.
Sure.